I got so many questions from you guys when I asked on my Instagram stories if you guys have any beauty or skincare related questions, and I was so overwhelmed. I tried to answer some of them via stories, but I decided, you know what, we could do a series of videos answering the questions that you have, and thank you so much for sending those questions in. Hi guys, welcome back to Sheri Approved. Thank you so much for joining me on this Sunday evening. I hope you guys are doing really well, and like I said, I want to try to attempt to answer some of your questions, and I received so many of them, but I'm going to try to group them and answer the ones that I think are a little bit more broad in terms of the information being helpful to a lot more people. I did get some very specific questions, and I'll actually have to contact those people to get some more information about their skincare routine and so on. But in general, I got a lot of questions that will be applicable to many people. So let's just get right into it. So the first question I want to address is this question that came to me: what's the best vitamin C serum? And I was so glad to see this question because you all know that I love a vitamin C. Vitamin C is in my morning skincare routine every single day without fail. I absolutely love it, and I recommend it for almost everybody to have in your morning skincare routine because vitamin C is one of those ingredients that covers so many bases. It will help to brighten your complexion and fight dark spots and all of that, help to even out your skin tone. It helps to stimulate collagen. It helps to protect your skin from the free radical damage that we're exposed to every single day. Once we wake up and we go outside, it's going to happen. So vitamin C is one of those really lovely ingredients. Now, when we say vitamin C and we talk about vitamin C products that are on the market, there are many different types of vitamin C's. There are derivatives, and then there is what is really vitamin C, which is L-ascorbic acid. L-ascorbic acid has the most studies. It is very potent. It works extremely well. For me, it works the fastest as well, but it could also be the most sensitizing for a lot of people. Hence the reason on the market we have a lot of vitamin C derivatives, and I will list a couple of them that you may see in a lot of serums, a lot of products, a lot of creams, simply because they tend to be better tolerated by many different people, and that's why a lot of brands use it, because it could be less sensitizing on the skin. Which vitamin C should you choose really has to do with a lot of things. Have you used vitamin C before? What is your skin type? What other skin concerns you may have? And I'm saying that because if you've never used vitamin C before, I would say to definitely start with a vitamin C derivative, see how your skin handles it, and then you can go up and eventually move to L-ascorbic, which in the dermatology world, in the skincare world, is like the gold standard when it comes to vitamin C. So really, you want to get to be able to use L-ascorbic acid. And even if you can't, that's completely fine, because there's some people, their skin is so sensitive, they really cannot handle L-ascorbic acid, but you can definitely get results with derivatives. In terms of different serums, I will tell you the best serum has to do with you. It is very personal. It's very specific, because I may use a particular serum and I may get excellent results. Let's say I'm using an L-ascorbic acid based serum, and then you may be using a vitamin C derivative serum, and you may get very similar results without getting to that, as strong of a serum. The other thing is that more is not always more. Less could be more. When it comes to vitamin C, because a lot of studies has been done on L-ascorbic acid, results have been shown in that 10 to 15% range. So you don't necessarily need to run out and get something that's like a 30% L-ascorbic acid. You would definitely get results at lower percentages. In fact, there are some products on the market with even less than 10%, and people are having great results when it comes to L-ascorbic acid. So same thing with derivatives. You will find like a lot of vitamin C serums are 15%, 20%, 25%. And a lot of people think, oh my God, I'm just going to run and get the highest percentage, and that's going to be really good for me. And sometimes it could actually create problems. So you really want to start gently, as I say with everything, and then build. Some serums are actually a little bit more watery. Some of them may have a little bit more of a slip. For me personally, when I was trying to get more control over my acne situation, I was using the Eva Natural Skin Clearing Vitamin C Serum. That one is a vitamin C derivative, and I used that for many years. It worked amazingly, but that one is not just a vitamin C. It also contains ingredients to support acne-prone skin. For example, salicylic acid and niacinamide. And then you would find there are some vitamin C serums that don't have any of those things. They may have niacinamide, they may not. They may have other types of vitamins, they may not. So there are a lot of things to consider. If you definitely need help, you could reach out to me. You could reach out to someone that you trust in the skincare world to probably give you some advice if you are new to it. But you definitely want to start with less. You probably want to, err on the side of caution and then grow depending on how your skin responds. Definitely you want to go into the world of vitamin C. It's a beautiful world. The next question that somebody asked was specific to a product they mentioned the CeraVe Resurfacing Retinol Serum, and they asked if that will help with sebaceous filaments. Now, for those of you who don't know, and I think I mentioned this in a recent video, sebaceous filaments are those like little white or gray things that you most times see around your nose, and they are completely normal. They are completely natural. They are supposed to be there. What tends to happen is that they could look kind of annoying. It could be irritating because you find like you're seeing these little bumps on your skin. Maybe if you're going to wear makeup, you find it's not sitting as nicely. So we are very, very tempted to remove them. No, I'm not saying that you should not remove them. In fact, if I do have professional facials, I will get them professionally removed. I will also use my skin spatula once a month, literally once a month, to remove them. In years gone by, I would literally be trying to remove them every other night because of the buildup in my skin and so on. But now I know that doing that actually can cause my pore to enlarge because I could stretch my pore, and stretching the actual pore is a dangerous thing because it's not like if it's so easy to shrink them back, you know. Then the other thing is that you could actually create scarring that you're going to have to deal with extra hyperpigmentation, and you can literally be damaging your skin if you try to remove them all the time. The thing is, you want to make sure that you have certain ingredients in your skincare routine to help manage this. Sebaceous glands are lined with these tubes that come out kind of gray or white that are called sebaceous filaments. If you squeeze them, you'd see them coming out kind of white or gray sometimes. And those are literally lined in the pore to control the movement of sebum from the floor of the pore to the surface of your skin. That's necessary because your skin needs to get the oil to the surface, and those filaments are actually doing a job that you need them to do. The more you pull them out, the faster they're going to just, come back because we send in our skin crazy. So let's try to avoid that, and let's try to get ingredients in that are going to actually help to manage the sebum. For those who have oily skin, we tend to see a lot more simply because we have more oily skin. So retinol, like I mentioned in my retinol video, is phenomenal for that because one of the effects of retinol is that it helps reduce sebum production in the skin. So if you're producing less sebum, the buildup of sebaceous filaments will definitely be reduced. So whether it's the CeraVe product or any other retinol product, making sure that you have it consistently in your routine, you are using it regularly, is definitely going to help. Other ingredients that will also help will be salicylic acid, because salicylic acid helps to deal with oil inside the pore. Then you have niacinamide as well, which also works. So, and of course, using your consistent gentle exfoliation. I love to use AHAs, alpha hydroxy acids, to do that. Those ingredients will definitely help to reduce them and make them less visible, and they're not going to drive you crazy. I also got a question about clogged pores. The person said that they had clogged pores, melasma, acne, scarring. It was a bunch of things. So I need to break that up. And let's talk a little bit about clogged pores, because the ingredients that I just mentioned with regards to sebaceous filaments are the ingredients that are actually going to help you deal with clogged pores. Once your pores are clogged, if you do have pimples or acne that requires extraction, please do not touch it. Go and get a professional facial. Let it be done by an esthetician or a dermatologist to extract whatever is there. Blackheads and so on, you should allow them to be professionally extracted. What you then need to do is maintain your skin. You want to actually prevent clogged pores. You want to actually help, even if you do have them, have certain ingredients consistently in your routine. This is why exfoliation is so important. While people can use physical exfoliation, and I do use some physical exfoliation to some extent, very, very little and very, very gentle, the place where it's at is chemical exfoliation. If you have not tried adding lactic acid or glycolic acid or even mandelic acid into your skincare routine, again, starting gently, these types of ingredients, you will definitely see improvement in the reducing of clogged pores over time. So you definitely want to get it in there. Retinol, again, a huge thing because it's going to encourage that cell turnover from deep within the dermis. And then salicylic acid. Again, all of these ingredients, you will see they will cover many bases. So definitely something that you want to consider if you do have clogged pores. I have 2 sunscreen questions in front of me. I did have some more, and I'll probably talk about those in another video. And somebody asked, what is the best sunscreen for dark skin? And I know this is a huge issue because for a lot of people, a lot of us with melanin, a lot of sunscreens will have white casts. Those are generally ones that have mineral filters. And when we say mineral filters, we are referring to titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. So you need to learn how to look at the back of your products and start to read ingredients. That's how you're going to be able to tell certain things. Now, there are different types of sunscreens. There are sunscreens that we call mineral sunscreens or mineral-based sunscreens, and then we also have some with chemical filters. The ones that have chemical filters, you will see ingredients like homosalate, oxybenzone, avobenzone. There are quite a few. I could probably include a list on the screen. Those will generally leave no white cast on the skin. The issue with those is that there are many people who may have sensitivity or allergies to them. Me being one of them. If I use sunscreens with those regular chemical filters, my eyes will literally start to burn. I will have issues. I may get red, itchy skin. So I have to be very, very careful with the type of sunscreens that I use, which is why I veer more to the side of mineral sunscreens, because I absolutely do not have that issue with zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. The issue with mineral sunscreens is that those are more likely to leave a white cast. So if you are somebody who has, a deeper skin tone, but you don't have issues with those chemical filters, then a chemical sunscreen might be the one that you may need to look at in order to not have that white cast. If you, however, are somebody like me, you have sensitivities and you do have issues with using chemical sunscreens, and you probably need to try mineral ones. I do have several that I will say that I absolutely love, that will give me very, very minimal to no white cast in terms of the formulation. Trust me, I have a ton of sunscreens. I have tested so many sunscreens. If you do want to get a little bit more specific, because it may depend on your skin type, if you want something more hydrating, something more matte, we can have a discussion for sure. But those are the things that you want to consider in terms of your sunscreen. So the best sunscreen for dark skin really will be the one that you will actually use, because if you're fine with the white cast and then you're just going to put foundation over it, or probably a skin tone powder, then you're fine. But yeah, everybody has different preferences. So in general, the best sunscreen will be the sunscreen that you're actually going to use, because at the end of the day, what we really want is for you to use sunscreen. The next question that I got with regards to sunscreen, somebody asked me if I actually apply primer, like foundation primer, over my sunscreen, which would have completed my skincare routine. And the answer is absolutely yes. Now, there are some sunscreens that when you put it on, it actually makes your skin feel kind of primer-like. There's one that I actually used for many years, the Shiseido Urban Environment or something like that. I'll include a photo of it. That is sold at Sephora. That one actually feels like a primer. So if I use that generally, I probably may not have put on a primer again before putting on my foundation. But in general, my habit, again, this is about the habits and the routines that you have. My habit is that once I complete my skincare with sunscreen, I complete my skincare. If I'm going to put on makeup in general, I will put on a primer. But this again is completely optional. It all depends on you. Is it okay to mix brands of toners and serums? And I was so glad the person who asked this question, because just in dealing with people and having conversations, I realized that a lot of people freak out when I tell them, well, use a cleanser from this brand and use the vitamin C from this brand and use the moisturizer from this brand. People are like, oh my God, no, you cannot do that. And I completely understand, because for years, like in my skincare journey over the past 20 years and so on, I remember like using the entire line of Pavonia or the entire line from Clarins or different things, because that was just like in your mind what you're stuck to. What I have learned from testing hundreds and hundreds of products over the years is that in every line, it seems that sometimes there could be hits and misses. And that means that the cleanser may be awesome, but the moisturizer may not work for you. The moisturizer may be awesome, but the vitamin C may not work for you. And it depends sometimes because of formulation, ingredients, your skin issues at the time, and all kinds of things. Now, of course, brands will generally, well, we hope so, will formulate products to work with each other. And that's something that is important and that you should consider. But skincare has come such a long way now. Formulations have come such a long way as well, that you do not have to use the same brand of your serums and toners or anything else for that matter. It is completely fine to mix. What you want to focus is the ingredients, the formulation that is right for your skin. Guys, I hope that this video was helpful. I do have a lot more questions and I will definitely try to answer them in this format so that it can be helpful to you and others who may also have the same questions and probably didn't want to ask. But again, thank you so much for sending them in, and I will see you in another video. Take care. Bye.